welcome to our video of the Indie World Direct reaction. Unfortunately, we have just finished work. We didn't get to see this as it was released, but we are getting this done now. We have stayed spoiler free. We have literally just got in the house and gone straight to YouTube. So, you ready, JayBee?
Yeah, so we will press play now. So,
yeah, 1 minute 40.
Predictions.
Okay, you first.
So it's Indie World, so there's not going to be like a Mario or a Zelda, but I'd quite like to see some of the old games that I loved from childhood, like Spore, maybe even like something else. Like I loved the Madagascar PC game that they had there, the Scooby 2 Monsters Unleashed. Obviously they're very unlikely because they're either from franchises that are past or movies that were released years ago. But there's stuff like that I'd like to see. Certainly I think Spore would be amazing, especially if they try and add some DLCs to that or remaster it. Such a fun game. Realistically, maybe some more information about the TMNT game coming out or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, my absolute dreamy would be to like be able to get Sims on the Switch. That would be incredible. I would love that. As well, there was a game that came out for Xbox and PlayStation, which was a Harry Potter game that we never got for the Switch, which I'd love to see. As JayBee said, though, thinking in like a realistic way, I guess there was that campus game that was advertised that a couple of directs ago where you were like, that's very you.
Yeah.
So kind of a date for that, if that was quite soon, would be nice. At the same time, it's like, oh, if there's something, it's just going to hurt the bank so much because like we want to save, but at the same time, if there's something, it's like we need it. But let us know down below what you'd like us to showcase on the channel as well, because obviously we want to bring up the content that you guys would enjoy. So
yeah, so a lot of things, and again we'll like say which ones that we want to get or review, and if there's any demos released we might even try that. Like that definitely led to some great things with Aerial Knights Never Yield, so maybe we'll do that again. But it looks like we're about to start.
Peggy 16.
Okay, it's an interesting way to start because the Switches and Nintendo's normally still like family friendly.
Yeah. There you go, lovely logo.
Indie World.
I'm sure that was new.
Hello and welcome to Indie World.
Hi.
I'm Mariko.
And
Hello.
I'm Tyler. We're here to take you through another great selection of indie games coming to Nintendo Switch.
Woo.
No matter what type of games you're into, we hope you'll find your next indie favorite. Are
Me
you
too.
ready? Then off we go.
Okay, interesting art style. A bit like an anime or like an old comic book game.
I'm instantly thinking like Skateboard Never Yield.
Good soundtrack, I like that as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is looking fun. Oh yeah, this is a banging soundtrack. Bomb Rush something?
Cyberpunk?
Alright, now this is what I call a funky future. I could use a
Team
backpack
Reptile.
like that.
Me too. Starting out as a nobody in a sprawling metropolis, making a name for yourself won't be easy. But as you expand your crew with additional playable characters and make use of the intuitive trick system to get around town, you'll edge closer to becoming an all-city king.
That's awesome.
It's like Splatoon without the paint.
It also reminds me a
Backed
bit
by
of
beats
like
from a wide range of musical
Kid Icarus
talent,
Uprising.
you'll grind,
Oh.
paint, and combo your
That's
way
very
to becoming
DS
one of the
like,
greatest
where
graffiti
you have to use the
artists around.
stylus to do a
But
certain
you
way.
better
Mario
protect your neck,
Basketball.
because all that artwork will attract some unwanted attention.
Reclaim the streets when Bomb Rush Cyberpunk arrives as a time console exclusive on Nintendo Switch next year.
Okay. Depending on price point, that's alright. This reminds me a bit of Yoshi's Island. This is really cute though, like, I don't know what to make of it, but I definitely think it's really sweet. The little biomes and environments that they're making. Aw, okay.
That's sweet.
You've got a camera. Come back here. You're hired.
Spider-Man.
This is like Pokemon Snap, but cartoony cuteness. A photo adventure, huh?
Hejsan!
Jag är Niklas.
Och jag är Lukas.
Vi på Samsung Made och resten av utvecklingsteamet är riktigt stolta för att presentera vårt fotoäventyrsspel Tone.
See, again though, like the other one, I like this, the fact that like the people that are like behind it have shown up to present it themselves, like they're
Yeah,
proud
you
of
said
it.
that with Ariel
Och vi är
Nights last
väldigt nöjda
time.
över hur Tone har blivit.
It's always cool to kind of see like a double act, like a team. A cozy journey inside the world of Tone, T-O-E-M.
Så packa väskan och gör dig redo, för Tone kommer snart ut på Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Smile, Tyler.
Hey, that's a nice one. It reminds me of the photos you can take in this laid-back adventure that's all about capturing the moment and helping people out along the way.
With its charming hand-drawn style, you'll explore different regions inspired by the Scandinavian countryside. Chat with quirky characters, solve their problems by taking neat snaps with your camera, and make your way through a relaxing landscape.
I think if I got
while listening
obsessed
to
enough
some
with this
totally
game,
chill
colours would start to
beats.
confuse me.
Maybe.
Get ready to
I
say
mean, I do like it a lot. It looks really sweet
Yeah, I
and
could imagine
relaxing.
playing this for a long time.
And this soundtrack has me thinking Stranger Things. Oh no, this is kind of like old-fashioned Mario stuff, like in terms of like Bowser's Castle soundtrack. This is cute. Look at that, little skelly boy. Yeah, but this type of thing, I think always kind of it's too daunting for me and puts me off. Because instantly looking to like the right-hand side, I think with a camera angle it's a little bit hidden, but like the massive inventory that it looks like you have to get. I think it's a game I would have like picked up as a kid, like played it for 5 seconds, got confused, and then did it. But now in hindsight, it's something I'd pick up and definitely try again if it was
Hey,
for a good
Ariko,
price.
does it feel like we're going in circles here?
Don't worry,
puzzles
Tyler.
just confuse
That's
me.
just how Loop Hero works. Instead of playing as the hero, you craft adventures for them by creating the world that they travel through.
Okay.
Each mystical card you play forms part of a dangerous path that the hero can explore, loot, and fight along. Place cards strategically to help them conquer the loop and then do it all again.
The more loops you complete, the more cards you'll uncover, opening up new possibilities for the hero's future adventures. Between expanding the survivor's campsite and fending off devious guardians, keeping them alive takes strategy,
So almost
balance,
like
and skill.
you're making a Mario Maker
Especially
world
if you
for
want to
someone.
defeat the time-bending Lich.
Break the spiral and save the world when Loop Hero arrives on Nintendo Switch
Okay.
this winter.
Ooh.
Okay.
This is looking a bit spooky, you know. Oh, is that underwater? Okay, no, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's
Look at the. I always love seeing water in like games and stuff, and this just looks stunning. Wow. Oh, there's like a cute little character there. Oh no, this looks really cool.
that water.
See, depending on actual gameplay and story, I see myself really liking this.
Me too.
But it depends, there's so many games of like this type of trailer just to reveal like 5 minutes into it that it's just like a Tetris game or something, or like Candy Crush. But this looks really interesting.
Hoi, ich bin
Oh,
Don
and another one that
Schmucker,
shows
Co-Founder
up.
Creative Lead for Automotive.
Don
Ich
Schmucker.
freue mich sehr, euch Far-Changing Tides zu zeigen, unserem atmosphärischen Fahrzeug-Adventure und der nächste Teil im Fahruniversum. Wir haben schon früher gewusst, dass wir noch mehr Geschichten
So I
im
guess there's
Universum zu erzählen haben.
multiple,
Und so starten wir in Changing
but I don't know
Tides
the
mit einer neuen
story, so maybe I
Figur
need to
in eine
play
neue
the
spannende
others.
Reise. Wir freuen uns, Far-Changing Tides nächstes Jahr auf Nintendo Switch zu bringen und wünschen euch viel Spaß dabei.
A boy, his ship, and an ocean that stretches as far as the eye can see. Who'd have thought that the apocalypse would ever be so relaxing?
And yet it is. In this stirring puzzle-solving adventure, you get to captain your own seafaring
puzzles
vessel
a
and
bit
explore a
confusing
vast
for me,
flooded
but-
landscape, tackle mighty storms, and overcome conundrums as you embark on a voyage to find a new home.
Set in a beautifully realized post-apocalyptic world, it's an emotional, meditative journey that anyone can enjoy. Whether you played the first game in the series, Far Lone Sails, or not.
Will all
Set
these
sail
have
for the
physical
horizon and
releases, or
far,
do you think just
changing
eShop?
tides.
I
Coming
honestly
to the
just
Nintendo
imagine
Switch
all
system
eShop.
next year.
I want to get that one though. Like, if it's decently priced, I would love to pick that up. And again, this is intriguing. This almost looks like the style of like a Zelda almost, or like. Don't know about this. I guess it's just because I'm not getting that much story from it so far. Like, it's all kind of flashing too quickly. My little brain can't deal. Necrobarista? Final pour, okay. So maybe it's like satire.
That smells both rich and satisfying. I bet it's got enough caffeine to wake the dead. Can I get a cup?
Sure, flavorsome storytelling and aromatic atmosphere go hand in hand in this anime-style experience where the dead get one last night to mingle with the living and discuss the finer points of life and death over a beverage or two.
Immerse yourself in new story content and enjoy remastered visuals in this expanded director's cut of the original game. There's even a new studio mode where you can create your own dialogue and stories.
Make yours a grande.
To be fair, I do know quite a lot of people that would be really into this, but I'm not convinced I'm one of them.
How late is today?
Oh, you know what?
It's time for some updates. Let's quickly catch up on several games we've featured previously in Indie World.
Maybe Fall Guys, people will like that.
It's time to grow your
Oh
own
no, I
adventure.
like this. This reminds me of some of the
Become
older
the guardian
games that
of
I
the
used to
grove
play.
and explore a vibrant island to inspire its inhabitants.
Like a mill
Fend off
series.
the invasive rot and rebuild your home.
A great soundtrack as well.
Take on requests from villagers, solve puzzles, and do everything you can to help restore the community. Rise to greatness in Garden Story, arriving as a timed console exclusive
It
on
looks
Nintendo Switch
a bit like the
later
visual of
today.
Stardew Valley, I feel.
I want to get it.
Don't just fight with a sword, date one. In this heartfelt
Boyfriend
dungeon
dungeon.
crawling dating sim, use the in-game cash you earn from fighting monsters to woo your weapons on romantic outings. Multiple combat styles just means more cuties to forge relationships with. After all, a couple that slays together stays together.
So it's like
Capture
you
the
can
hearts
win
of
your
your
own
arsenal
dreamboat.
in Boyfriend Dungeon, cleaving its way onto Nintendo
You could
Switch
try this.
later today.
Get a dreamboat.
In this prequel to the original Axiom Verge, a new hero fights for her life, empowered by the same microscopic machines that gradually consume her humanity. With two interconnected worlds to explore, hack, and fight your way through, walk that thin line between dream and nightmare as you discover the origins of the Axiom Verge universe. Axiom Verge 2
This
comes to
reminds me
Nintendo
very much
Switch
of
later
something,
today.
and I can't put my finger on it.
I can't wait to dig into all those games.
Speaking of digging, let's continue with the show.
What was that, like a shovel knight? Pocket knife. It just literally looks like what I was saying before, that so many have like an interesting IP or something and they just turn it into like a Candy Crush type thing. Which again, I think is very addictive to some people, but not me. Well, that's kind of cool though, you can battle against people. I like games that you can play with people. Do you want to get in?
I don't think it's for me personally.
Hi, I'm Celia from Yacht Club Games. We are thrilled to announce today that Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon, an action-packed puzzle adventure with a dungeon crawling twist we're developing alongside Vine, is coming to Nintendo Switch. Can you believe
So I don't know anything
it's been
about
7
it. Is
years
this the
since Shovel Knight
developer?
first arrived on the scene? After that first
That's really
appearance,
cute,
we've
because
been
if
hard
it
at
is,
work
then they've got like a
releasing
little
Plague
plushie
of
and stuff.
Shadows,
It proves that they're
Spectre
really
of
proud of
Torment,
the
King of
thing.
Cards, and Shovel Knight Showdown. As you can see, we've always envisioned Shovel Knight as a grand, all-encompassing franchise, which is why we're so excited for Shovel Knight to take the next step into a new gameplay dimension with Pocket Dungeon. We hope you enjoy your puzzling adventure.
Now here's a twist on Shovel Knight that you're really going to dig. A part puzzler, part dungeon crawler hybrid that's perfect for fans and newcomers alike.
With Puzzle Knight by your side, fight foes, recover relics, and battle bosses both new and familiar. Group together enemies to unleash massive chain attacks and grab keys, potions, and treasure as you try to escape the mysterious Pocket Dungeon.
With over 10 heroes available, each with their own special power and playstyle, the action is always as fresh as it is fast. You can even take on a friend head-to-head and fight to bury the competition, literally.
Lots of puns.
And as an exclusive feature to Nintendo Switch, if you have any of the Shovel Knight series amiibo figures, use them to call on a familiar fairy friend to accompany you on your adventure.
I love it when they have amiibo functionality.
To remember when Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon is unearthed on Nintendo Switch this winter.
Okay.
I love how many games that I've just been showcased and I've like thought these seem like really good mental health games that you can play when you're feeling a bit like down or low or just like tired and you need to relax.
JayBee can verify that when this one started, I moved further forward to look at the screen.
Yeah.
I kind of like these building placement functionality simulation stuff.
Islanders Console Edition. Oh, I love that.
Start small, build big. That's always been my motto. And in this quirky city builder, it can be yours too.
This procedurally generated strategy game sees you placing buildings from your inventory on an island to earn points. Score enough, and you'll get more buildings to keep growing your island with. And when you can't build any further, just start from scratch and do it all again.
With its minimalist approach, intuitive mechanics, and almost infinite colorful islands to build on, you can create the city of your dreams over and over in no time at all.
The world is yours to build in Islanders Console Edition, coming as a timed console exclusive on Nintendo Switch later today.
Marco! Theo! Dharma!
Depending on what this is, I actually really like this. Like again, I always compare games that I like the look of to like online games. And I don't mean that as an insult. This reminds me of like, you know, when one of like the schools had a website for games that wasn't blocked, like Friv, and you could get addicted to one game that you'd play every break time. To me, this is looking like one of them. Like, if this was on like one of those when I was a kid, it looks like I could get addicted to this so quickly.
De la part de Laker Studio et Dotemu, nous sommes très heureux de vous annoncer que Metal Slug Tactics
Oh, see, there's lots of like developers and creators showing up to present their product. That's just so good to see. And it's also good to like hear all the different languages as well. Like, they've really made things for everyone.
principaux de la série, mais aussi pour proposer une nouvelle expérience aux fans.
Le développement avance bien et nous avons hâte que vous puissiez y jouer l'année prochaine.
Next year.
Here's a fresh take on Metal Slug that moves the classic action franchise into a new dimension. This new game retains all the things fans are familiar with from the original series, like the detailed pixel art and explosive action, but then adds tactical combat mechanics to mix things up.
Taking control of familiar heroes from the Metal Slug series, including Marco, Tarma, Theo, and Eri, it's your job to wipe out the enemy forces by any means possible. Position your troops correctly on the battlefield, and you'll even be able to use the sync skill to deal extra damage with multiple heroes.
Head for a new front line when Metal
cool,
Slug Tactics blasts onto Nintendo Switch next year.
Maybe it's a slug.
こんにちは、テトリスエフェクトのディレクターの石原です。
Tetris.
I'm Eileen. I work on PR and production at Enhance. And today, we're so excited to announce that Tetris Effect Connected is coming to Nintendo Switch.
テトリスのゲームを作るのは私の夢でした。開発チーム全員で全力で作ったテトリスエフェクトは美しいグラフィックとサウンドによりゲームプレイをより感動できるものにしています。
Maybe if it's good. I guess there's just a lot of Tetris games on the Switch already, like Tetris-y
皆さ
games.
んがどこにいても遊べるようになるのでとても楽しみです。
Check it out.
Sure, you might have already played Tetris, but Tetris Effect Connected is something different. It's the iconic puzzle game, but one that goes to another plane of enlightenment.
As well as the single-player journey mode, take on your friends competitively in zone battle locally or online. Or play connected mode and work together to clear 3 playfields.
Okay, I like that.
It even includes cross-platform multiplayer,
Yeah, that is
so
cool.
it's easier to find
If I was
people
a
to play
Tetris
with
person.
or against. And since it's on the Nintendo Switch system, you can take the experience with you wherever you
This
are.
could be a cool
Feel
video.
the connection in Tetris Effect Connected. Arriving on
We could do
Nintendo
JayBee
Switch
versus Milly.
October 8th.
We always know Miller's gonna win, right?
No, I'd win.
There sure are a lot of games to look forward to.
Which
but
ones?
that's not all. There are even more indie titles coming to Nintendo Switch soon. Take a look.
Ooh.
Okay.
Intriguing. This looks a bit like the follow-up to Spore, a bit like the Galactic Adventures. Winemaker Simulation. Kind of interesting. Oh, that's cool. Lumberjack. Curious Expedition 2. Gang Beasts. And that looks really funny. If that was multiplayer, that looks hilarious.
Before we go, here's an update on another game coming to Nintendo Switch very soon from our friends at Chucklefish.
This reminds me of Studio Ghibli. Eastward.
It's nearly time to head eastward, coming to Nintendo Switch as a timed console exclusive September 16th. Pre-orders begin on Nintendo eShop later today.
So that's the end of today's Indie World. There are so many diverse indie games to be found on Nintendo Switch, and we really enjoy showing them to you on behalf of our many development and publishing partners around the world.
As always, a big thank you to everyone in the indie community working on games for Nintendo Switch. And thank you for joining us today. Until next time, happy gaming!
So JayBee, any standouts there for you particularly?
Yeah, I don't think there were any ones that I look at and think, that one's for me, that's one that I really want to get. There was nothing that was really my type of game, but at the same time, I just feel so nice watching that direct and seeing people, like developers, come out to show what they've made, show what they're proud of, and interact with the community a bit. Like, for all I didn't really find the games like, oh, I definitely want to play this, or I definitely want to pick that game up, I think that it's really good, and I think a lot of people will be happy with that direct.
I mean, for me, the standout one is just that one where there's the boy with the boat and they're just on the water all the time with the puzzles and stuff. Just because looking at that water is just so relaxing and calming. And I feel like that's what you kind of need from a game sometimes, is just something to help you relax and calm down. Whereas some games are so almost hyper... I don't know what I'm trying to say. Some games are like just
high energy,
really immersive, and it's a pattern, so if you don't get it right, so for example Mario levels, they can just be so repetitive and you keep making the same mistake. Sometimes it's just really nice to have something that looks relaxing like that.
Yeah, I like the little game that you like. I think it's called the Island's Life or Islanders like console edition. That looked really sweet.
Oh, the one where they said that there's all the different coloured islands and stuff.
Yeah, and I love like the soundtrack on that was really nice. So yeah, again, sorry that this one's a bit late. Obviously, we have just finished work. So yeah, if you do want to see more of these, and if there are some games that you want to pick up, please let us know in the comments. If there are some that you want to see us play and review, then please comment below. But other than that, then please like, comment, and subscribe.
JayBee and Milly.